Hi, I'm singer-songwriter Oscar Butler, and welcome to another episode of Songwriting Rules. So, anyway, in my last episode, I spoke about skill-driven inspiration and how because of the time that I've spent learning the basics and the skills of songwriting, that inspiration for me, I think, is very different from what I used to think it was. I have said that I don't believe in writer's block, that I can pretty much write about anything, and that's where I think the skill-driven inspiration has helped me get to that point, because I'm so confident in being able to write a song. When I decide on writing something, I pretty much can figure, well, you know what, I think I can write a song about pretty much anything. The other thing I spoke about in the last one was how I live what I call a songwriter's life, but it's more of a songwriter's consciousness, in that I live every day, every moment of my day, with an open mind in terms of what can inspire me, what can be a song, and for me, that pretty much anything I look at can be a song. That's how sure I am of that I can write a song. Now, they might not be great songs, but then again, it doesn't matter. If I'm writing, I'm developing my skill, and the same thing, that's one thing I say to you, is that write. Don't let a day go by when you don't at least write maybe a verse, even if it's a line, but a verse, chorus, write something that has to do with songwriting. Make yourself do it. Don't let a day go by without doing that. Develop that love for writing, and then as you're living your day, think about things, whether they seem like the dumbest thing in the world. Think about, well, how could I write a song about that? How can I write a song about that? How can I write a song about that? Think in those terms. Develop that songwriter's consciousness. Another good thing too is to get a notebook. Get a notebook and write down ideas. Write down song ideas. I have several things when I'm in a house. In my house, I've got notes everywhere, which usually when I start a song, I'll pretty much finish it. But I've got all of these slips of paper with songs, and a lot of them have full songs written out on them. But if I just get an idea, like one morning I woke up and I had this idea for this song, and I didn't want to get up and work on it, but I knew if I remembered the song title, I knew what it had to do with. And so I just got up and wrote down the song idea. Inspiration, how it feels when it comes. The last time, now, if you haven't written a song in a while, try to remember back, try to think back on how it felt when you got inspiration. Was it something that, bam, it was kind of like this epiphany type of thing? Or what it's become for me is more of a serendipitous thing, is that, oh yeah, okay, I can write a song. That would be a cool song, It's not all of a sudden a big light over my head, but it's just, I decide, hey, that would be a cool song. Like some of the ones, I wrote a song about a stalker. I was up watching a TV show one night, and stalker. But it turned out to be a cool, fun song that I wrote. Think about, well, as you develop skills, and for the most part through these videos, I'm going to cover as much of the skill part of songwriting as I can. I'm not going to tell you how to write songs. I'm not going to tell you should always start with the music, or always start with the title, or always start with a line or something. I'm not going to tell you. You're going to figure that out yourself. But what I want to do is build into you the confidence that you can do it any way you want to do it, because you know that in the end you can write a song. That's what I want. That's what I want to ingrain in you, is your confidence to write a song. I don't want to critique them. I don't want to do, I'll give some tips on, well, maybe this should be this, and that should be that, or maybe that long, or this long, or, add this. But I don't want to critique your ideas. I want you to learn how to take your ideas, take the one idea and build on it so that it stays one continuous idea throughout the song, so that in the end, people will remember what that song was about, not like a whole jumble of things. What I was saying about, living like that songwriter's consciousness, life is inspiration. That's a pretty cool thing, isn't it? I mean, if you think about it, we've gotten into this, we've gotten so much into what I call a reality TV mentality, in that we're always looking at someone else's life thinking it's better than ours. But our lives are just as interesting. Our lives are just as interesting. And for the most part, a lot of that is just drama that's driven into it. But the thing is that look at your life as being inspiration for songs. You can look at other people's lives. I mean, so many, someone asked me if I dig into the depth, the personal stuff of my life, and more I do, but it's not always been that way. And a lot of times I'll have little pieces of things that are from my life, but whatever it takes to build a good song. And when I say a good song, I mean a good song, not a hit song. That's a few videos back I talked about. When I sit down to write a song, my first thought is I don't want to write a hit song. All a hit song is that it's popular when it's published. When it goes out there, it becomes popular. It doesn't mean it's a good song. I mean, think about some of the songs that are hits that aren't really great. I'm sure you can think of probably at least 4 or 5 handfuls of songs that meet that category, that live in that category, that lyrically suck as a song, but it was a hit song because it got popular. So anyway, sit down. Don't think about writing a hit song. You see, like I said in the beginning, the skill-driven inspiration is what I think tells me that I can write a song about anything, because I have the skill to put it together into a song, to put this idea together into a song. So that is what my goal is, to kind of get you thinking on those lines, to get you understanding, well, you too can do that. If you haven't written a song in years, so what? Don't let that stop you from getting to this point, because you can. I used to think I couldn't write songs. So that's kind of what I'm going to be pressing for and sharing things for. So with you, 2 things here is to, first off, start thinking in terms of that you're a songwriter and developing that songwriter's consciousness. 2, get a little notebook, an idea book, so you can write down your songwriting ideas, okay? That's your first 2 assignments, is do those 2 things and keep writing.